Today is October 27th, and this is part 65 of our study of the ministry of Jesus. Well, we've come down now to the last week of Jesus' ministry and the last week of Jesus' life. And so I want to lay a little groundwork here. Not everyone agrees with this, but I'll give you my opinion and reason why. In my opinion, Jesus was crucified on Thursday, and I'll tell you why. The day Jesus was resurrected was on a Sunday, and he joined two men that was on the road to Emmaus. Now, he hid himself so they didn't recognize who he was. And he asked them what they was talking about, and they said, well, you must be a stranger. All Jerusalem knows what's going on. And said, besides, this is the third day since Jesus was crucified. This is the third day. So if Sunday is the third day, then Saturday would be the second day. Friday would be the first day. So Thursday must be the day. So Jesus must have been crucified on Thursday. Now, Passover was celebrated on the first of the religious months of the religious year, the first month of the religious year. Originally it was called Abib, and then it's called Nisan. And on the 14th day of this first month, the first month after they came out of Egypt years ago, on the 14th day, they were to take a lamb and put it up and keep it until the 14th day. And on the 14th, it was to be killed. They would be taken to the priest at the temple or then at the tabernacle and would be killed, and then it was taken and dressed. And then after sunset, now remember the Jewish day started at sunset. After sunset, which means it would be then the 15th. So Passover would be the 15th. They ate the Passover meal. Now the lambs were killed, and by the way, there were hundreds and hundreds of them killed. It was killed after the evening sacrifice on that day. And the evening sacrifice was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the priest began to kill the lambs. And the lambs then were taken and roasted and then eaten. So now, here's the way it looks. On Sunday, Jesus did what's called the triumphal entry into Jerusalem. That must have been on the 10th, the day that the lambs were taken and were put into the Father's house. And Jesus now, on this day, was taken and rode into Jerusalem, into his Father's house. That's what he called it. He said, my Father's house shall be called a house of prayer. And so he went into his Father's house on the 10th. And here's exactly how it happened. As they were coming down to Jerusalem, they came over by a place called Bethpage in Bethany. And Jesus said he didn't identify the town where it was. He said, go over two of his disciples, go over to a town, and you're going to find a donkey and a colt. Now then, a donkey is not a horse. It is not a mule. It is a donkey. A mule is a cross between a donkey and a horse. But a donkey is just a donkey. In the Bible, it's called an ass. Now, in modern time, a female donkey is called a jenny, and a male donkey is called a jack. Of course, it wasn't that way back then. So they found the female donkey and a colt that no one had ever ridden on. And Jesus said, untie it and bring it here. And said, if anyone asks you why you're untying it, said that the Lord has need of it. And sure enough, they went and they found it just like Jesus said. And they untied it. And when they did, someone said, "Well, what are you doing? What are you untying the colt for?" And they said, "The master has need of it. The Lord has need of it." And so they said, "Okay." And they sent him on. And so they brought this young colt. Wasn't grown. No one had ever ridden on it yet. Now, it was, of course, big enough for someone to ride because Jesus rode on it. Oh, well, we've got to stop there because our time is up. We'll have to complete this in the morning. Now, here's what we learned today. They said, "Why are you untying the colt?" And they said, "The Lord has need of it." What do you have that the Lord has need of? If he has need of something, won't you just say, "Okay, Lord, if you need it, I'll give it to you." So that's it for today. We'll pick up right here tomorrow, and we'll continue on in this last important week of Jesus' ministry. Until then, have a fantastic day today.